W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. Chat has been asking for this for a minute. I don't understand what's going on. Actually, I do at some level, but we'll get into it. I don't fully understand all of the hate that is being thrown at Doechii.
Well, let me take that one off.
I don't understand all of it. Like,
Mofly, we get to your topic, baby.
Yeah, like you've been asking for a minute.
Hope you're listening.
I don't understand all of it, right? Like, even if you wanted to go into the quote that she gave about straight men being the reason behind, everything that's bad about dating or whatever. Yeah, that's a stupid quote. I don't like it. I don't hate Doechii because of it. And at some level, I kind of understand why she would say something like that, even if I don't agree with it. Is this hate somehow tied to the beef? Like, OVO stands are trying to get rid of everything TDE, and so therefore we're just hating on anything she does. She wins a Grammy for her album, and she puts out music. We hate literally everything that comes out from her. I don't understand. She makes decent music, and it seems like it would work for a large demographic, primarily women. Where is this hate coming from, if not the beef? Somebody explain.
So I actually had the same take. I feel like it's a little bit further too. I don't think that she said that with the intentions that everybody else thought that she was saying it with. I don't think she likes bisexual men, or I don't think that she has a vendetta versus, men. I literally think that is sort of it's the women's version of women be shopping. You know what women be shopping means?
The Chris Rock
in real life
joke. Oh, okay.
The actual version of women be shopping. So when she's saying my red flag is straight men, basically what she's saying is my red flag is men.
Yes.
Like, men just being men is the red flag, which is a joke.
Yes.
Now, did it land?
No.
Obviously not. Did everybody take it the way that I think that she was trying to say it? Hell no.
Mm-mm.
She's new. She's young as hell. She's not tactful. Y'all, she got into her number one song right now, the one that's sweeping the nation. She's admitting to being a coke addict. So I don't know if y'all are expecting that person to be more tactful in a conversational way on Hot Ones.
With her friend?
Places with her friend. Y'all hear women in y'all's life talk like that every day. Every day. And I understand that could probably get a lot of people's panties in a bunch. Because, if she meant it the way that I think a lot of people think that she meant it, I would be pissed off too. I just don't think that she meant it that way.
Not for nothing.
She was just being generally annoying in the way that women are nowadays, and not just toxically annoying.
But not for nothing. That is a quote that I would think, if not for the hate, would go crazy on Twitter.
What's your red flag, men? You know what I'm saying?
That's the shit y'all be telling me on my timeline every day.
I just think it was a joke. I don't think she actually enjoys having sex with gay men. I don't think that's anything that any sane heterosexual woman is out here doing. I don't know too many heterosexual black women that like chocolate on the end of their toys. So I just don't think that that's legitimately what she was saying that she likes in a man. That could be me. I could be wrong. She could say some more dumb shit in a week and confirm everything that y'all saying right now, and I could be wrong. I'm just saying it from where I'm standing. I think that she made a joke that didn't land well.
The baby did not get canceled for less. The baby attacked the LGBT community.
Yeah, completely different. Completely different. He said if you was a nigga sucking dick in the parking lot, raise your hands.
He said he said multiple things on that stage that night.
But
and he also didn't get canceled by us. He got canceled by the entire LGBT community. So
if straight black men want to cancel Doechii, then I guess. Now,
good luck with that, by the way.
No. There's some real jeopardy there, because Doechii is not one of those female rappers that depends on her sexuality. that depends on her body and her BBL and talking about sucking dick all day and whatever else.
That's true.
That's not her brand. She's a rapper.
But she
is
does tap
street
into her
art.
sexuality.
A little bit, slightly.
It's not as much as
enough to maybe pique your interest, but that's not her main goal, right?
yeah, she's not Lotto or
Right. She's much more of the Rhapsody track than she is Lotto or Meg or anything like that, right? So if males are showing up to listen to her, they're showing up to listen to her, not look at her.
facts.
And so if you piss them off in that way, they're going the other way. And I could tell that by how people were responding to her on Twitter. Most people pre this statement looked at Doechii. They was upping her for her aesthetic. They were upping her for how natural she was. They were upping her for, just being a regular person, a touchable person, a relatable person.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm getting on there and I'm saying, oh, well, I've been holding it back this whole time. She ugly and she looked like this. She looked like a man. Like, that's the reaction to the joke because that's not the energy that was given off prior. It was all about her authenticity. Now that authenticity is ugly. And what that tells me is that a lot of those heterosexual males that maybe took it the way that you took it or a lot of other people took it are responding in kind.
That's very literally, give me your number. No, bitch, you are the one. Yeah, like, same thing.
I'm not saying it's cute and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that's what's happening. Absolutely.
And I'm sure some women would argue that it's colorist. I'm not saying that because you ain't said she's ugly because of but I'm sure some women would argue
on
that.
The ugly shit, they not wrong because I didn't hear nobody calling Doechii ugly before she made this joke. I don't think she ugly now.
I don't either.
So they not wrong. They're not wrong.
Facts.
I think she slipped up. I think she did something probably she shouldn't have said. She tried to make a joke and it went completely left.
Yeah.
Completely left.
And that's what I'm saying. Like even if I understood the hate for that quote, it seemed like she was getting a lot of hate before that anyway. And I don't like the Grammys. Like after the Grammys, people were shitting on her. People have been shitting on her music. And it's just like, dog, I don't understand for the simple fact that this is everything that y'all have shown me that y'all would have liked in a person, in a musician. And now all of a sudden, maybe because she's affiliated with Kendrick, and this is the time where we gotta hate everything on that side. I don't know if that's the case, but it seems a little weird that y'all not really fucking with it. I had an awkward situation. It didn't involve somebody I was in a relationship with like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my hair cut recently. And I'm sitting there getting cut. And my barber decides all of a sudden he wants to do something that he's never done before with my haircut, where basically it involves wrapping a hot towel around my face, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden somebody walks in, because my barber has like a room to himself, essentially. It's not like a barbershop.
The lofts.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
There's more and more cosmetologists that are doing that.
Yeah.
For stylists and barbers.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just like not a thing that people want to invest in anymore in terms of like owning a barber. Y'all just letting the salon lofts people collect all that rent. And I know there's people that got storefronts that could just house it. It's just like,
yeah,
it's one of those things that you almost feel like they forget about that they can do to make money.
Yeah. I don't know if it's maybe the freedom. You think maybe at some level
I don't know that many barbershop owners that are there.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations that you can like own the building and then lease it out to anybody who wants to run the business out of there. It's no different than like most restaurants situation setups.
And then you don't have to deal with like the barbershop drama, I guess.
You feel me? Like what Salon Loss is doing is no different than what individual barbershop owners have been doing for generations. It's almost like they just stopped doing it and just pitch the business over to the loft places.
I don't know. It's very weird. But anyway, so again, I'm getting my hair cut. He puts a towel over my face so I can't see anything going on. Somebody walks into the room and they start talking about cutting hair, essentially. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool, whatever. All of a sudden, I start to recognize the voice a little bit. I'm like, okay, I wonder if it's this person. But hopefully, when he takes his towel off my face, that person will not be in the room anymore, and they will go on somewhere, and I won't know. Unfortunately, the barber took the towel off my face. Now, when he does this, it's bright as fuck. Like, I've been under this dark towel this entire time, so I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get my bearings for a second. Yeah, it's bright as hell. And so he does that. He lifts the chair back up, and I'm looking around for a little bit, trying to catch my bearings. Lo and behold, the person that he was talking to this whole time was my old barber. Literally the barber right before this barber.
Oh, that's awkward.
And
that is a crazy ass setup. I just realized how you set this whole thing up, and now I'm hearing the results of it. That is an insane.
It's insane, but I feel it's just as awkward.
Your barber is not your girlfriend.
He's not.
It can absolutely be equally as awkward as
yes.
Crazy.
I was like, bro, like literally took me a second to realize like what was going on. I looked to my right, there he was. And he just kind of looks at me for a second and then goes,
yeah, fuck me.
Oh, what's up?
You got away, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. He looked at me and kind of goes, oh, what's up? I was like, what's up, bro? And I had nothing else to say after that. Like, I couldn't even say anything. Eventually, it got a little less weird, a little less awkward, but it was still kind of like, yeah, we know each other, to the point that my barber had to ask, like, oh, you know him? He used to cut your hair? I was just like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't wish that on anybody else, I guess I just want to throw that out there. Don't ever let that happen to you. Moving on. I'm gonna move on to my L's. Okay. No. We keep spending a lot of time on some of these. Okay. I'm giving an L to Desi Banks. Because Desi Banks is out here doing what I told y'all to stop doing weeks ago. Stop platforming the booty warrior. Stop giving this man a platform.
Desi Banks platform the booty warrior.
He did a skit with him about prison rape.
Did he for real?
Yes. It's his most recent.
With the actual guy?
Yes.
Hey, I told y'all a minute ago that Desi Banks ain't got no more ideas, y'all.
Man, dog, no.
This is what it's come to.
First of all, why would I find that funny?
The same reason why you find what black people do in black Air Force Ones versus what people do in white Air Force Ones funny.
You hate that so much. No, it's fair. He did it a lot. He dug it in the ground.
Over and over and over and over. Fam, I want to know where Parlay at. Where Parlay at? Go back to the Pop Mans, nigga. Where is Candace at? Go get Candace. Go get D Simone and Parlay and make some of them videos.
Oh, that's funny.
Of white Air Force Ones versus black Air Force Ones. Sick of it.
That's fair.
I'm starting to question the following, fam. I'm starting to think that you was a plant. Starting to think you was a plant. Because if you've been able to sustain that size of an audience for this long doing the same shit, I'm questioning whether or not it was all organic in the first place.
But you do remember a time of Desi Banks where it wasn't that.
I do. The only thing is that usually when it's organic and you haven't found a way to pivot out of it, you start to come backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You start to lose an audience.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's sustained, yeah.
It stayed at the same level. Now, has it grown? Not much. But it popped. It got really, really big, and it stayed at that level the entire time.
Now,
which is kind of questionable to me.
For what it's worth, I did see a good amount of backlash from this. What is his real name? Why can't I think of his real name? It's not the Booty Warrior. Fleece
Johnson. I almost called that nigga Sleep Johnson.
I know. Fleece Johnson, yes. I did see a lot of backlash on the internet for him platforming that man and making jokes about the shit. So I guess I'm somewhat happy about that. But again, that didn't stop him from doing it. So here we are. Still getting platformed.
All right. First dub I got. First of many. Going out to Michael Zola Coffers. It is a Baltimore area doctor who is operating at what could probably surmise to be either a sizable deficit or just dead even, right? And dead even probably would be best case scenario. What Michael is doing is he is giving his services, his medical services to his community there in Baltimore for many times for free. If you are a patient living near Michael, if you're his patient, and you can't afford your services, you can't afford your testing, you can't afford your checkups, your copays, whatever, he's giving it to you for free.
That is a saint.
I don't know any other word to describe that man for than an angel. Literally
Yeah,
a angel on earth.
he is. But how?
A doctor in Baltimore who is giving his services away for nothing. Here's what story goes to dub level. I mean, it's already dub level, right? But it's like double dub level because unfortunately, Michael got cancer.
Okay.
The patients in the community that he was serving raised $100,000 for
That's
his cancer.
crazy.
It's like double dub. It's on one side, this man is doing something that is completely selfless, like literally giving away something that could be valued at, I mean, depending on whatever you're having done,
Thousands, tens of thousands.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Look, doctors make hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
right? It's not a.
Oh, I meant
not
per
a-
person, but yeah.
It's not like a politician or a public service worker where they're doing all this immense good and they only get a little bit back.
Mhm.
No. Doctors are millionaires in this country, some of them.
Mhm.
And he's doing all of that work that, your local Ohio Health or Mount Carmel or whatever
Cleveland Clinic.
then Cleveland Clinic, that they would be getting your standard $20 copay and whatever the hell else your insurance is paying for it. He's doing it for free
That's crazy.
with no expectation that he's ever going to get anything back from that. Like, you put money into a patient, the best outcome you get out of there is their health, their survival, but nothing monetary. And for him to be doing that for the amount of time that he was doing it, and for them to pay it back,
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's even crazier.
it's like, that's just like, it makes sense, right? It's logical, but to expect it would be foolish.
1000% to expect from either side the genuine kindness and selflessness, as you mentioned. No, I wouldn't expect it from either side.
So definitely prayers going out to Michael, his community. I'm wishing a speedy recovery for that man.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about this story.
That's a feel good story.
I wanted to talk about.
Facts.
Shout out to Michael and Baltimore for sure. Giving a dub out to Kyrie, obviously. That circumstances.
Ooh, yeah.
Torn ACL.
But respect though for sinking the free throws.
I knew there was a reason why, beyond the whole him and Kobe's relationship, why, like, when Kobe was no longer in the NBA, Kyrie immediately became my favorite player. Again, terrible circumstances, wishing a speedy recovery for him. But to see him march out there and do the same thing Kobe did when he tore his Achilles, it just felt like a full circle moment for me for some reason. I don't know why.
No, that makes sense.
Kyrie has never played for the Lakers. He never played for Michigan or any other teams I root for. But there just seemed to have always been a link between Kyrie and Kobe in the way that they play and just how they approach the game. And watching him do that kind of gave me that moment all over again. So
Yeah,
shout
no.
out to Kyrie. I hope he feels better. I hope he gets back sooner than what everybody expects.
Yeah, man, I'm a huge fan of Kyrie. Only mistake he made was leaving Cleveland.
That wasn't a mistake.
Oh, huge mistake.
I'm giving a huge, monumental, society-changing dub to Tanara Burke. Do you know who Tanara Burke is?
No.
Tanara Burke is a black woman. Tamara Burke is the black woman who helped found the MeToo movement. Tanara Burke was on podcast with Dan Lathan.
Higher Learning. I saw this.
Where she actually, once and for all, gave a huge separator between Me Too and Believe All Women.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to culturally translate something and tell us what it means. Because it's become a flashpoint phrase, slogan, whatever, that I think a lot of people either misunderstand or willfully misconstrue. When I say the term believe all women.
Nah. I'm so glad you asked that, because that, first of all, that phrase does not come from me or the MeToo movement.
Okay.
I do not subscribe to the phrase believe all women. That has been ascribed to me. I've never said it. I say believe survivors. As a Black woman, I would never, in America, I would never say believe all women. Ever. It's ridiculous.
Because people have been misattributing believe all women to her.
As if she perpetuated that idea. As if Me Too and believe all women went hand in hand. Right? And I am so glad. First of all, it's embarrassing to say, but I didn't know this woman existed. Didn't know her. Didn't know that she created the movie.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Had no idea.
Leave it to Van Lathan to find this woman and
Yes. Shout out to Van Lathan. Absolutely, for platforming her and allowing her the space to explain this and give us some proper context. That the actual creators of the Me Too movement had no qualms with actually going through the evidence. With a man being accused and it's sticking at an accusation. A person being accused and it's sticking at an accusation until proven otherwise. But the idea that we would, off an accusation alone, believe women full force only comes from a racist background. Like the only people who could want to see that go that way, full stop, as soon as you accuse, you're guilty, it only comes from racist roots.
Mhm.
You know, one trip around the Emmett Till storyline and you would know why that's problematic.
Yep.
Anybody who else pushing that narrative, in spite of what has happened in this country with Black men,
That's still happening to this day.
Yeah, can't have good intentions. There's just no way. So I appreciate her for drawing those parallels and speaking to it so specifically, to delineate what Me Too actually meant versus what the whole believe all women shit was. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on higher learning. Since people are keeping an eye on our podcast, I figure I'd keep an eye on certain podcasts.
Let's steal some engagement from up. Let's pull it down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Lowe CEO. I told you I had a lot of dubs.
The Lowe seed?
Lowe CEO.
Oh, the Lowe CEO.
Mhm.
Okay.
Black man, obviously. Everybody knows. You didn't know Lowe's was owned by a Black man?
I had no idea.
You knew that. I feel like we talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah. First of all, if you need to go to a hardware store, take your ass to Lowe's, not Home Depot. His name is Marvin Ellison. He announced that since the company was turned a profit, did better than expected in 2024, gave out bonuses up to $10,000 to 300,000 employees.
Damn.
So not only is the man saying that he's giving bonuses because they turn a profit, but I can do quick math to tell that most of the extra profit that he made went to these bonuses.
Yeah, 3 million?
That's $3 million. So
wait, no.
A large percentage of whatever profit he was.
Is that not right?
Is that 3 million or 300 million?
I was gonna say it's more.
Yeah, it's more than 3 million. The quick math didn't feel right. But even still, that's millions of dollars. Tens of millions. Potentially hundreds. It's
3 billion.
Shut up.
300,000 times 10,000.
Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Lowe CEO.
Well, you said up to 10,000.
You're right. So if everybody didn't get 10,000. 10,000 was probably on the high end.
Yeah.
Right, because this is a hey, we did well. This is your.
That's 3 billion.
Still, 300,000 employees got bonuses anywhere. I think I see it somewhere else. It's from 5 to 10. Damn,
that's crazy. Yeah, no, that's
the app at Lowe's.
You know what I mean? Like for a part time at least.
Revenue sharing at a hardware store.
I'm at least going to get a part time job in that mug.
You doing revenue sharing for sweeping floors?
Yo,
for telling people where to paint up? I'm coming to work at Lowe's. They appreciate their employees.
Man, that's insane.
Shit.
And a Black CEO? Can't be mad at that.
Lowe's.
Can't be mad at that.
I mean, honestly, if you are you coming out of college, I'm not telling you to go work the lines or work the registers, But if they have, if Lowe's, I'm sure they have something that they.
I mean, they got management teams
HR
and
management teams. I know that everybody deals in data. If you need to go work in a data center for Lowe's, customer service,
yeah,
shit, might not be a bad gig.
yeah.
Payton McNabb. You guys probably don't know who her name is. Doesn't know sound.
Sounds like two.
It's Donovan McNabb's daughter. No.
I was gonna say it's two former quarterbacks.
Nope. Payton McNabb. Payton McNabb is a high school volleyball player who got injured in a game, allegedly,
Duh.
while in competition with a trans athlete. There was a viral clip in Peyton's competition where the trans athlete spikes the ball back at her. Payton goes to return it and takes the ball directly to the nose.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
I was waiting for how the injury happened. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Now, if you know me, I am not a proponent of this. I do not believe that trans women should be competing in most competition. Not all of them, but most competitions with other biological women, cisgender women, however you've described that, because of the physical makeup, right? There's an advantage there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are the kind of stories that makes that explanation very cloudy and harder to take, right? Because Payton, while she's out here at the State of the Union address, she got mentioned by Donald Trump,
Of course.
right? And they talked about it very in depth. They talked about how she would never be able to compete again, how she, was pushed out of her sport by a trans athlete. Remember that unfortunate incident? And would you know, well, I mean, you could have booked it because Donald Trump said it, but did you know that not a single bit of that is true?
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say, how would a nose injury prevent her from ever playing volleyball
They
again?
said that it affected her sight, affected her.
That would be the only way that would make sense.
She had some mental stuff going on and all this other stuff. Dog, do you know that no, weeks after this volleyball game that this girl's putting up double doubles in basketball,
Bruh.
that she's still actively competing in women's basketball at her high school,
Bruh.
like putting up stats. She's supposed to be medically retired from sports from this encounter that she had with a trans athlete. Like, you are, and I mean quite literally, giving credence to the argument that the girls that are complaining about competing with other trans women in these sports, that you just mad because you losing, that is exactly what that is. That is exactly what it is. Now, again, that takes no credence away from whether or not a trans woman and a woman should be boxing each other.
Right.
A trans woman and a woman should be racing against each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't change that. But man, you did not do anybody any favors
By not
by
picking the fuck
drumming
out of the
it
story.
up the way that you did. This is the worst story you could have gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there are stories about women's boxers getting their skulls crushed
Mm-hmm.
when they have to go up against trans women in competition. This is not the story. This is a grift. It's a grift. It's not what you should be using to further the discourse on this subject.
Yeah, not so much a surprise when we have a grifter as president. So
Now, let's get to the one I wanted to talk about all day.
yeah. Yep.
LeBron
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
LeBron James. Well, in the middle of winning what I believe was their 8th game in the row. All right. LeBron James, out of a timeout, walks over to Stephen A. Smith. He's in the middle of the game now, y'all. This isn't as he's doing the chalk toss up or coming out of the halftime. This is in the middle of a game, which lets you know that it was planned, that it was staged, that it wasn't a truly just organic moment. Because why would your attention go from a highly competitive game with the Knicks over to somebody sitting in the goddamn stands right in the middle of a game if it wasn't?
I would want to know how the audio was leaked in this situation.
LeBron James walks up on Steve. Well, it didn't. They lip read it. I don't think we heard it.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something. Okay.
LeBron James walks up on Stephen A. Smith We've got a contentious back and forth. LeBron James gives him one more look and walks off. It seems like you can see him mouthing, "Stop talking about my fucking son. That's my fucking son. Keep my son out of this."
Mm.
Do you know who could have left your son completely out of all of this? I mean, out of the NBA. You. And now you have the unmitigated goal to approach me. Stephen A. Smith, a journalist, have you, whose job it is to cover the NBA, have been doing it for now 25 years. And not one time have I ever had a father come and tell me that I couldn't critique his son. Now, even in this, Stephen A. gives a weak response. I did not enjoy first half of Stephen A.'s response. His whole, "Oh, he's a father, and I've never seen a father look like that. And I knew right away when I heard him talking to me that I was talking to a father, not a basketball player. And for that, I could understand." No, fuck all that. Hey, when LeBron would have walked up on me, hold his towel, talking all that, you know what I would have did, Josh? Looked him up and down and told him to bust a move. I would have challenged him. You know why I would have challenged him? It's not because I think that I can contend with a 6'9", 250-pound athlete. Absolutely not.
Mm.
Bust a move. Because what you're attempting to do is make this big show of it, knowing damn well you ain't gonna do shit. Knowing damn well that you are wrong. You are every bit of wrong. Every inch of this situation is wrong, father or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't see nobody giving T. Morant any of his flowers when he's trying to fight people over Ja. When he's trying to fight other NBA players over Ja Morant, I don't see anybody big up in T. Morant. When LeVar Ball was out here big up in his son, everybody seen that as a target being put on Lonzo's back.
Yeah. Yep.
Green light to go after Lonzo Ball.
Mhm.
Go after LaMelo Ball. Go after Jello Ball, right? When LeVar Ball was doing it. But now, LeBron James walking up on Stephen A. Smith, that's totally appropriate over his son? Let me tell you something, LeBron. Not only was you not going to do shit, but if Stephen A. would have had the set to sit up there and tell you to do something about it, you would have been embarrassed. Because then this whole charade that you going through would have subsided. What you going to do? Smack the shit out of Stephen A. Smith? Absolutely not.
You know why he should have done that? Dog, you're in the middle of a game. You're not going to do it. You're in the middle of the game. You're not going to do it.
You're supposed to expect LeBron James to smack the shit out of Stephen A. Smith on an NBA floor in the middle of a game? What is anybody thinking about? Like, why are you even remotely intimidated right now, son? He's not going to do shit. So tell that man, bust a move. And tell his son to get some shots up.
You do need
Tell
to
your
do
man
that.
to hit a 3.
Facts.
Or do something. Otherwise, I'm going back to my seat, player. Have a good game. Fam, you told people that LeBron Jr. could have played on the Lakers last year,
Mm-hmm.
is what you said.
Yeah.
You told everybody that you was going to stay in the league long enough to play with your son. You told all other 31 NBA teams, don't y'all draft Bronny. Don't you draft him. Do not draft him. If you draft him, he's going to Australia to play. You told all other 31 prospective NBA teams, whoever drafts my son, that's where I plan to play. You signed your extension with the Lakers the same damn day that they drafted your son. You are responsible for every last bit of criticism your son has gotten this year in this NBA season. You, not Stephen A. Smith, not Kwame Brown, not Jaylen Brown, not any of the other players who said that your son can't hoop. You know, the ones that you won't challenge, the ones that you won't say something to. You know, because you got to go run to the 5'10", 60-year-old journalist, newscaster, contributor to press him because you're not going to walk up on Jaylen Brown, right? Y'all playing the Celtics today. Are you going to say anything to Jaylen Brown at all?
Is it a doubleheader? They played him last night.
Last night, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my bad.
Didn't say anything to Jaylen Brown, though, for what it's
Didn't
worth.
say a word to Jaylen Brown. Honestly, Stephen A. Smith just said that your son need more time. He blamed you. He was talking to you. He didn't say shit about your son. He was talking about you. He's talking about all this extra mess that you're doing behind the scenes to even get your man in the league. $7 million guaranteed for 4 years in the G League? $7 million guaranteed. You should be able to say in front of Tyrese Maxey, right? At least for a possession.
Oh, yeah. Man.
That's what Stephen A. Smith was criticizing. He criticized you. That is it for W's and L's. Give us your W's and L's take in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Either catch us live on Sundays or on the replay on Wednesdays for W's and L's.
Absolutely. Make sure, like you say, you subscribe. We like to do W's and L's every Wednesday at 10. And make sure you check out our playlist where we talked about previous takes from previous weeks. See what we talked about. Make sure you like the video.